What's the most embarrassing thing you saw someone doing because they thought nobody was watching? 1. While in college on a rainy day, I was rushing to class when I noticed a guy with a heavy backpack attempting to jump over a large puddle. He spent about 20 seconds psyching himself up, rocking his arms and bending his knees. When he finally jumped, he slipped backward due to the weight of his backpack and got completely soaked. I couldn't help but laugh quite hard. 2. When I was 14, I discovered online adult content but didn't realize the browser history could be checked by others using the family computer. One night at dinner, my parents sat us down with serious expressions. My mom said, "I'm very worried because someone in this family has been looking at a website called My Friend Shot Mom, and it's made me very uncomfortable." I didn't say a word to correct her misunderstanding. Crisis averted. 3. Back in high school, I was at a girl's house where we were secretly drinking in the backyard. Her friend needed to use the bathroom and, not realizing the sliding glass door was closed, walked full force into it. Her friend's parents were right inside watching TV. She ended up with a bad nosebleed and had to call her parents to pick her up. 4. Once, I saw a lady drop 2 trays of eggs in a row at the store. After she dropped the first one, a store employee came to assure her that everything was fine and that he'd clean it up. As he was saying this, she dropped the second tray. The second-hand embarrassment was extreme. 5. Growing up in Eastern Europe, my dad got into a drunken bar fight one night. The police caught him, and he was sentenced to be mucked the next day. This was an informal punishment where you're taken to a cowshed, tied up in the corner, and have several shovelfuls of manure shoveled onto you. You're left there until sundown to think about your actions. I remember him hugging me right before he left to serve his 4 hours on the farm, saying it was a good lesson for us kids not to do what he did. He looked utterly miserable and embarrassed afterward, and Mom complained about the stench for days. 6. Driving through a remote area in Mississippi, I stopped at a small, run-down gas station to fill up and use the bathroom. While I was in the stall, someone came in and used the urinal. We were the only 2 people in there. This complete stranger said, "You want anything?" I froze in terror, speechless. He said, "Hello? You in there?" I seriously thought I was being propositioned. Just then, another person entered the bathroom, and the first guy was shocked to recognize him as his grandson. As I quickly left, the first guy was red as a beet, profusely apologizing to me. He thought I was his grandson in the stall and was asking if he wanted anything to eat or drink. I still booked it out of there real quick. 7. In 4th grade, I thought I could hold it while giving a presentation. I couldn't and ended up peeing in my fleece pants and snow boots in front of the whole class. I tried to play it off, but the teacher noticed the floor was wet and sent me to the nurse. I can laugh about it now, but shy, teenage me was mortified. 8. After watching adult content and taking care of business, I closed my phone without closing the page and went to the shop after an hour or so. While standing in a very busy queue, I pulled my phone out of my pocket to do some scrolling. As soon as I unlocked my phone, the room was filled with loud moans for at least a second or two, long enough for people around me to hear. I turned bright red instantly and was so embarrassed. I haven't been back to that shop since. 9. At a party where everyone had gone to sleep except for me and another guy who arrived late, we decided to catch up by chugging drinks. Big mistake. We ended the night with me lying on my side in the yard, sick. He came out to check on me, and mid-sentence, he just projectile vomited exorcist style. He kept standing and vomiting, which was so funny because he was looking straight ahead. We spent the night next to each other, both feeling awful. 10. On our honeymoon in Italy, my husband and I wanted to admire the Trevi Fountain, which was packed with tourists that day. There's a small church at the back facing the fountain with steps. We went to the top of the church steps to admire the view. Me, being as clumsy as I am, missed a step on the way down and tumbled down the steps. The whole crowd of tourists turned around to look at me instead of the beautiful, historic landmark. Needless to say, I limped away covered in shame. 11. At 16, I attended an outdoor wedding ceremony wearing a light blue dress. The chairs were white. The pastor asked everyone to stand. I got up, and the lady behind me tapped on my back and discreetly asked if I was sick, a way of asking if I was on my period. I didn't understand and said no. Then she pointed to my chair with her eyes and asked again. Let's just say I cried walking back to the hotel to change. 12. In 3rd grade, a girl kicked me, so I punched her. Unfortunately, the teacher only saw me punching her. The teacher called me in front of the class, put me over her knee, and spanked me until I wet myself. The embarrassing part was when she was done, I asked if she could do it again, and all the kids